You have been taught to see reality as fixed, unchanging, unmovable. But what if I told you that reality bends, not to the strongest, not to the loudest, but to the one who learns silence, focus, and mastery? You sense it already, don't you? That quiet pull inside of you, a voice whispering that life is not random, that you are not powerless, that the world around you responds to the world within you. And if you stay with me until the end, you will walk away with more than knowledge. You will walk away with the ability to align yourself with the very matrix of possibility, to unlock the hidden levers of control, to master your mind so deeply that external chaos cannot shake you. But before we go further, take a moment. If you feel the weight of these words, if you know this message was meant to find you, then stop resisting it. Subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and step into a community of seekers who are no longer willing to live asleep. Do that now, because what we are about to uncover will demand all of you. Now, close your eyes. Imagine standing in the center of a storm. The winds rage, the thunder roars, but within you silence, stillness, unshakable presence. This is not fantasy. This is mastery. For centuries, the wisest among us understood that silence is not the absence of power, it is the gateway. To it, kings, philosophers, warriors all found strength not in endless reaction, but in stillness. Picture Marcus Aurelius walking through the chaos of empire, holding an inner calm that no insult, no betrayal, no loss could touch. That is what is available to you. But why does silence hold such strength? Because silence is the birthplace of choice. When you are silent, you are no longer a slave to impulse. You detach, you observe, and in that gap between stimulus and response lies the seed of freedom. Think of it as a sword, a blade forged not of steel, but of awareness. Each time you resist the urge to speak, to react, to break, you sharpen that blade, until one day it cuts through illusion itself. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you lost control? The last time someone's words pierced you, ignited you, pulled you into their chaos? Did you feel strong in that moment? Or did you feel like a puppet, strings pulled by forces outside your command? True mastery begins when you refuse to be moved by every push and pull of the world. Detachment is not weakness, it is strength. It is the discipline to look at loss and not collapse, to look at insult and not break, to look at fear and not obey. Imagine yourself walking into a room where others shout, argue, and spill their chaos into the air, and there you stand, silent, calm, unshakable. Their storm cannot touch you, their fire cannot burn you, because your power no longer comes from them, it comes from within. This is not just philosophy. This is training. This is discipline. Every moment of silence you choose, every reaction you master, every detachment you practice, it builds, layer upon layer, until one day you realize nothing outside of you dictates your state. Not fear, not rejection, not even loss. And in that realization lies the first key. The matrix of possibility responds to those who control themselves, not those who shout, not those who fight, but those who stand centered when the world collapses. So I ask you, are you ready to stop being tossed like a leaf in the wind? Are you ready to become the storm center instead of its victim? Then walk with me, because this is only the beginning. Asterisk, you have begun to feel the gravity of silence. But silence alone is not enough. Silence is the foundation. Visualization is the architecture. And mastery is the dwelling that you build. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself holding a thread of light in your hand. This thread is possibility, thin, fragile, almost invisible, but when you focus, when you choose to weave it with intention, it becomes unbreakable. That is what visualization is, weaving light into form. History is full of men and women who understood this secret. The inventor who saw the machine before metal ever touched fire. The leader who envisioned victory before a single soldier moved. The healer who held the image of wholeness, even when the body was broken. They all align with possibility first, in the unseen, then force the seen world to conform. And you, yes, you are no different. The images you hold, the stories you repeat, the future you rehearse, these are not fantasies. They are instructions, commands sent into the matrix of reality. Now consider this. What do you see when you close your eyes at night? Do you see failure? Do you see rejection? Do you see yourself powerless? If so, do not be surprised when life gives you exactly that. The mind is not a passive observer. It is the architect of experience. It draws, it shapes, it bends, and the pictures you feed it Our blueprints, feed it weakness and it will design chains. Feed it strength and it will design freedom. So imagine this instead. Picture yourself rising before the sun, your body disciplined, your mind clear. You move with precision, not wasted energy. You speak less, but when you speak, your words cut like iron. You walk into chaos, yet chaos bends around you. This is the image you must hold, not once, not twice, but relentlessly. The Stoics spoke of rehearsing life before it arrived, not with fear, but with readiness. To imagine difficulty not as punishment, but as training. So when reality tested them, they were not shaken, they were prepared. You must do the same. See yourself in the fire before you enter it. See yourself calm in the storm before the clouds gather. See yourself victorious before the battle begins, because the Matrix does not respond to hesitation. It responds to certainty, and here is the paradox: detachment fuels visualization. Why? Because the more you cling to an image with desperation, the more you strangle it. But when you hold it with calm detachment, when you know without grasping, then reality begins to yield. Picture a seed buried beneath the soil. If you dig it up every day to check on it, it will die. But if you plant it, water it, trust it, then time delivers the harvest. Your visions are no different. But I must warn you, this path is not for those seeking comfort. This is not a game of positive thinking. This is discipline. This is mastery. This is war against your own weakness. Ask yourself, can you remain silent when insulted? Can you hold a vision when reality mocks you? Can you detach from outcomes while still moving toward them with fire? If you can, then you will command the matrix of possibility. Because here is the truth. Power is not given. It is claimed, and the battlefield is within your own mind. Imagine the old warriors of history sharpening their swords by firelight. Every stroke of the blade was preparation. Every cut of the stone made them ready. You too must sharpen, but your blade is silence. Your whetstone is visualization, and your readiness is detachment. Now feel this truth settle into you. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are not drifting in chaos. You are a force. You are a presence. And when you align with the unseen, the seen will obey. Take this seriously, because the world will test you. It will send storms, insults, losses, doubts. And every test asks one question: are you unshakable? You have begun to see the map. Silence builds the ground. Visualization shapes the blueprint. Detachment keeps the seed alive. But mastery requires more. It requires the discipline of energy. Energy is not just motion. It is the current of your attention. Where attention goes, reality follows. And yet most people scatter their energy like broken glass. One moment here, another moment there. Always distracted, always leaking power. Imagine a river, wide, shallow, flowing in every direction. It cannot cut through stone. It cannot move mountains. But when the river narrows, when it becomes focused, it carves valleys, shapes landscapes, changes the earth itself. Your mind is that river. Your focus is its channel. Now look at your life. How much of your energy is wasted on arguments, on worry, on chasing approval, on reacting to shadows? Every ounce of energy given to distraction is an ounce stolen from mastery. The ancients knew this. That is why warriors conserved their strength. That is why philosophers guarded their time. That is why sages withdrew into silence. Not because they feared the world, but because they understood energy is life. Ask yourself, how often do you check your phone? How often do you allow noise to invade your silence? How often do you chase validation instead of purpose? Every time you do, you are bleeding energy. And a warrior who bleeds cannot fight. Now imagine the opposite. Picture yourself rising in the morning, energy contained, not scattered. You do not react to every sound, every message, every demand. You choose, you direct, you guard, and in doing so, you gather strength the world cannot see. This is why discipline is not punishment. Discipline is energy conservation. It is refusing to waste your river on shallow streams, so you can direct it into one unstoppable current. That current is purpose. So the question becomes, what is your purpose? Without it, energy is wasted. With it, energy becomes fire. When you know why you wake each morning, why you hold silence, why you endure hardship, then energy multiplies. Focus sharpens, chaos fades, and the world begins to bend. But beware of this illusion. Many seek power to control others. That is weakness disguised as strength. True power is control over the self. Because when you control yourself fully, influence over others follows naturally. Not through force, not through fear, but through presence. Imagine walking into a room, no words, no gestures, only silence, yet everyone feels you, everyone turns. Because your energy is not leaking outward, it is contained, it is focused, it is a field. That is mastery. History remembers such people, not because they shouted the loudest, not because they demanded attention, but because they embodied control so absolute that the world had no choice but to recognize it. Think of the generals who never trembled, the sages who never argued, the leaders who never begged. They carried an energy that spoke louder than words. And here is where you must decide. Will you remain like the scattered river, shallow, wide, powerless, or will you narrow your current, gather your strength, and become the force that carves through stone itself? Feel it now, the power of your attention. Direct it, guard it, wield it, and reality will bend. Because the matrix of possibility is not moved by noise. It is moved by presence, unshakable, discipline, absolute. Asterisk. You now see the path. Silence as your foundation, visualization as your blueprint, detachment as your strength, discipline of energy as your weapon. But still, one element remains: the ultimate key, mastery of the self. All through history, men have sought to conquer empires, to bend nations, to rule armies. But the one battle that determines everything is the one most avoided. The battle within, the war against your own fear, your own doubt, your own weakness. And here is the truth: if you cannot rule yourself, you cannot rule anything. If your emotions sway you like wind moves a leaf, you are not in control. If your cravings chain you, you are not free. If your anger burns through you, you are not strong. Mastery is not suppression. It is transformation. It is turning fear into clarity, turning pain into fuel, turning silence into command. Imagine a flame. While uncontrolled, it destroys. But placed in a lantern, it lights the path through darkness. Your mind is that flame. Your discipline is the lantern. Your purpose is the path. Now ask yourself, who do you want to be when the storm comes? The one who panics, the one who reacts, or the one who stands unmoved while the world looks to you for strength? That choice is yours, and it begins now. Feel the weight of your breath, the rhythm of your heart. Know that each beat is an opportunity to choose mastery, not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Because the matrix of possibility does not wait. It is listening. It is responding. It bends to the one who bends himself first. It answers to the one who commands his own spirit before he commands the world. And here is the final revelation. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are not trapped. You are potential itself, waiting for discipline to shape it into destiny. So rise. Guard your silence. Sharpen your vision. Detach from outcomes. Discipline your energy and master yourself until no storm can shake you, no loss can break you, no fear can chain you. This is not philosophy. This is practice. This is training. This is the path of mastery. And as you walk it, life will bend, not because it is easy, not because it is merciful, but because you will no longer live as a victim of chance. You will live as a master of possibility. Now decide, will you remain scattered, reactive, fragile? Or will you align with the matrix of possibility and command the life that waits for you? The choice is yours. The power is yours. And the time is now. So take this moment, like, subscribe, and step fully onto this path, not as a watcher of words, but as a doer of them. Your future begins with the silence you choose today.